What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another Final Fantasy 7 Ever Crisis video. Alright guys, real quick, I want to just address a couple things that people have been DMing me about and just commenting about. So first off, yes, there has been a lot of One Punch Man World content being released because the game is of course brand new. And a lot of people are being worried the fact that I may drop Final Fantasy 7 Ever Crisis for that game as my main game. I can assure you guys right now, I can run a lot of main games at the same time with the way I function. So no, I will not be getting rid of Evercrisis, guys. Don't worry about it. This game will still be the in tandem highlight of my channel with One Punch Man World, of course, right? So I think the concern a lot of people have, of course, is the fact that I used to put out a lot of videos for this game, 3 to 4 to 5 videos a day, and now I've obviously slowed down to do one video here and there. One video every second day, one video mostly a day is what I try to do. I missed yesterday, of course, due to family reasons. But the thing I have to really talk about right now is the fact that the game, and I've mentioned this in a couple other videos, once content is released, the game is on fire for the first day and a half. And usually it's really easy to put content out. Normally my content comes from a couple different sources. The very hard dungeons, which is obviously something that a lot of people are interested in, so I do those. Topic of discussions in the news forums, which is the notice section essentially. There's really not much going on in the notice. Now there is, of course, the February schedule, which we will go over, of course, and why it's important this time around. Specifically because for me, I want the Cloud-specific weapon parts. And obviously for the Misfits that I'm building, Barretts and Glans and Aerith, they're all really good characters. Realistically, at the end of the day, you want all of them. But the reason why it's kind of slowed down is because of the way they treated the Ramuh and Ifrit event. They kind of made it only for newer players because veteran players are not getting the opportunity to get themselves any extra blue diamonds or blue gems or anything like that, right? So blue crystals. So it's kind of made that content a little bit stale for a lot of the veterans, and a lot of veterans don't want to do that just for the sake of doing it because hell, we don't need it at the end of the day, right? So that's kind of been number one. Number two, the event itself, right? Because the event is based off of this gathering system, it makes it a lot more difficult to actually push content or make content for it because the gathering system kind of time gates you, and everything is simple right now until we get to the end. And because of time gates, I can't do EX1s and EX2 guides, right? So because of that reasoning, it's become a lot more difficult now to create guides for this event. Now, if we had like the Sephiroth EX1, EX2 battles, then of course then I'd have more guides to create and I'd be doing that. Also, as a topic of discussion, I've made a Yuffie video about how I think she's the queen of wind damage now. And I think that was a pretty good coverage in regards to like what she can do, what she's capable of. I showed you guys some numbers as well too. But I mean, outside of that, realistically, there's really not much else to cover. Like what have we done so far? We've done materia guides. We've done all the summon fights. I mean, EX1 I haven't done a guide for. I should probably do that at one point or another again, and show you guys how I finished it. EX2 I'm not ready for. There's Tower Floor 70, which I could do, but my Barrett's almost there, not quite ready. I don't want to do it without Barrett because I know his physical defense up is super important. But outside of that, guys, I mean, there really isn't anything else to really cover in Ever Crisis at the moment, which is not a bad thing. I want to make sure that everyone's on the same page with that. And I prefer this because it allows people to enjoy life a little bit more outside of the game, and also just kind of like save their diamonds, right? Which is, everybody needs a lull period in order to conserve diamonds and in order to just kind of refresh their batteries and come back in when it matters. So for me personally, like right now, this is going to be the preliminary event before most likely Rebirth, right? I don't think they're going to have Advent Children event. I would be very surprised if they do a re-release for Advent Children, although I wouldn't be mad about it. I would love to see a Cloud specific outfit, a young Sephiroth specific outfit looking like Kuja, for example, etc., right? Not Kuja, sorry, Kadaj. It's a Kuja. I was thinking of Final Fantasy 9. Kadaj. So it'd be nice to see like things like that happen. But for me personally, because I pulled for Yuffie now, I'm no longer ready to be summoning for anything, which kind of is shit for me. I mean, a lot of people consider this a bait banner, and I mean, you could be right. It absolutely could be a bait banner. At the same time, though, anything that helps your account progress to me is not considered bait. It's considered a necessity because I didn't have anything for wind. I had no outfits for wind, and having Arcanum for wind is actually really, really useful. So I'm not mad about it at all. I'm actually very happy that I pulled. And so far, she's been living up to the hype for me personally in regards to my free-to-play account. Now, if something for Advent Children does come out and something for Rebirth comes out, I'm kind of screwed. I'm not going to break my free-to-play status, by the way. I'm going to continue going free-to-play all the way. So that's not going to change at all in any way, shape, or form. So I hope you guys understand that. I know everybody would probably want to see videos on these new units, costumes, and weapons, but I really don't want to break my free-to-play status. I've kept it this long, and there's been a lot of crazy good banners that have come out that I could have obviously wailed on or spent on, but I think it's important to keep the integrity of the free-to-play for those especially who only want to see that content. And at the end of the day, I think free-to-play also just helps everybody in general. So it helps everybody who's a whale, dolphin to kind of understand and theorize and in theory craft their own runs. So yeah, so that's why it's kind of been lull, right? It's kind of been quiet. I know they re-released the other dungeons, the older dungeons, but I've already completed those, so I didn't want to go back and do them. And I already got guides for them, even though they were A+ guides in terms of like the rank, the combat and everything is still the same. We're just way stronger now, right? So it doesn't really change my approach towards the dungeons. But I do want to say this, guys. Obviously, me being a content creator, I have my own thoughts of what I want to create and what I want to do, but it shouldn't take away from what you guys want to see. So if there is things you guys want to see, please let me know. Like, I'm more than happy to accommodate videos for folks who have suggestions. And if I think the videos are worthwhile making, I will totally accommodate that for you as well too. So please don't be shy. Let me know if you guys do have any suggestions or recommendations of videos you want to see. I'll be there for you. The moment something drops, of course, newsworthy, or that's in a notice, or that we can, that's difficult. For example, like this event, if it gets more difficult, I'll have a guide ready for you guys. Don't worry. I just don't want people to think I've abandoned ship here. I haven't. If I've abandoned ship, I'll be the first one to let you guys know, and you guys will be the first ones to hear it. Okay? And it wouldn't be like something that happens right away. It would be very, very gradual, and you guys would notice it. Right now, it's just One Punch Man is very new. I'm having great success with it, obviously, and as a content creator, I want to ride that wave, and I'm just quite honestly just loving the game. So there's a lot more to do. It's more active right now. It's brand new. It's like having a brand new relationship. Everything feels fresh, right? So you kind of have to go through that, what we call the honeymoon phase in the gacha world. And when the honeymoon phase is over, you go back to good old faithful. That's essentially how it's going to run the entire time. All right, guys. So yeah, don't worry about it, guys. I'm still around. I'm not going anywhere. I promise you. I just didn't want that concern to be something that manifests itself into a rumor or a real thing. So I figured I'd just nip it in the bud right away while I can from the horse's mouth, my mouth, in this case, obviously. So yeah, I love you guys. Don't worry, pain's not going anywhere. I'm going to continue creating content for this game, and as soon as something that's worthwhile comes up, you guys will, of course, see the video pop up in your notifications if you subscribe and put the notifications on. All right, guys, Pain, have a happy Sunday. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.